This is Ethan McKinley's... Oh, shit, no, it's not. What is it? It's 2 Minute Terminator. I'm Ethan McKinley, your host, where we dismantle the Terminator films 2 minutes at a time.
And I'm Ellie Fitzgerald, co-host.
Shh, the fuck up. I love that noise.
Yeah.
Ding.
Oh, okay, that noise.
We're going
I thought
for
you meant
minutes.
like the noise, you know, when you stir in sauce into pasta, it goes... I love that noise.
No, it's not that noise.
Oh, okay.
This we called yesterday's episode 21, Vasquez's Silvery Arm of Justice. Really, Ellie?
We should have saved it for this one.
We should have saved it for this because the actual Silvery Arm of Justice appears in episode 22.
I know. Maybe we should call this one the real
That's all
Silver
my facts
Arm
are out
of
of whack
Justice.
anyway because I did it from a different version of this film. Who gives a fuck?
Did you actually?
Yeah. Well, that magic hour, the last 3 episodes we did, like that bled into the next thing, and it was more about the magic hour in the next clip, and it was there. Anyway, hit the goddamn music. Shut up, Ellie.
Watch out for machines, they're unstoppable. Watch out for machines, they will rule the world.
And we're back.
And we're back. So,
I'm
Ethan,
gonna
how have you
talk to
been?
Okay. Well, you know.
You've graced us with your presence.
Yes.
You've left Brum.
And I've come to London.
You have been. What brings you to London, Ethan?
Oh, you know, little song, little dance. Batman's head on the lance.
Nice. That's the Joker from the first Batman movie.
1989.
Yeah.
The Michael Keaton, Tim Burton Batman. I'm not going to high-five you. All right. Right, yeah, we're going from minutes 42 to 44. Vasquez. Yeah, we're not going to call you Jeanette Goldstein. Everyone knows you're Vasquez. Vasquez picks up the phone, and then John questions the Terminator. So, yeah.
And what's the closing part of the 2 minutes? Because you like to do the opening and then the closing.
John questioning the Terminator.
Oh.
There are very few facts for this, Ellie. So,
Oh, shit. Let's hope we've got lots of waffle. So we see a very fuzzy, kind of scarecrowish
frizzy
look.
hair.
And she's kind of got the top as well. It's kind of... If I was going to dress a scarecrow, that's probably how I'd dress it.
Well, this is only 4 or 5 years after Aliens. 1991's Terminator 2, Aliens is 1986. But she looks so incredibly young in Aliens.
She
Jeanette
does.
Goldstein, but now she looks like some middle-aged woman. Unless she's doing the character that well, she does look like some washed-out middle-aged mom. Oh my God, it's not her.
It's kind of like a gay little sidestep that he makes when he steps into...
Well, it also like weirdly freezes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like before they wait for the transition.
And he
It would
does
look
this
a lot
weird
more
little
smooth now, I think,
sidestep.
if they did it. He goes, yeah, it's like a
It's like watching
male
RuPaul.
model. Snap, twist, tuck,
Sachet away.
ching.
Yeah, no, this is a great part. And as I said in the last episode, it's got like one of my favourite lines in a movie ever.
I'll be back.
No. Hey, do you
those
know,
aren't
how's
my bloomers.
Wolfie?
Hey, do you know how's that? No, I've made that good.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, you did. I
Yeah,
did.
you did. See, those are sweethearts kicking in.
Sweethearts.
Sweethearts.
Anyway, so this isn't the flattest episode ever because I think you've kind of done it, but you've got your mind on other things, and I have. And you're like, let's do a show. So I was like, okay.
My mind's not on other things. As soon as I saw that, you know, you were coming, I was just like, oh, we'll do Terminator.
Mimicry.
I was ready. You, however, were not. Because why would you post on Facebook that we weren't doing a show?
Okay, well, oh, hang on. I've got a fact attack.
Fact attack. Pew, 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 pew.
Thank you, Ellie. Yeah, the kitchen knife that Jeanette Goldstein, a.k.a. Vasquez, a.k.a. John's mom, John's foster mom, is using. The kitchen knife she's chopping the fruit and vegetables with at the start of the scene, the celery, if you will. They did an upscale, large version of that for the T-1000's arm.
Oh.
Xander Berkeley, who plays John Connor's foster dad, who many might remember from, I think mostly from...
You might remember me from such films as...
from The X-Files. Sorry, everyone, my energy's quite low today.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude?
I think I'm better when you're on the phone and I'm not. Because I think when you're this disembodied voice, I get stage fright, maybe. I don't know.
What?
I know what I'm talking about.
You're a fucking actor.
You'd think. So yeah, there's a rig on the side of Xander's head, out of camera shot, which you can't see. So when she pulls the sword back out, he's got part of a sword in between his teeth, and the back of the head is like the old. It's like a spring-loaded thing, but you can't see it on the other side of his head, and that's the thing that shoots in as she pulls the knife out.
Where's the T-1000 hidden her body?
Good question. I don't know.
And how did he kill her without him knowing? Because he's inside, he's not outside.
I said in yesterday's episode that he's probably like out maybe and had come in.
And what dude drinks lowest fat milk?
Me.
Really?
Yeah.
What, like with the red top?
Depends. I went through a low fat milk phase. Apparently, I'm not sure if this is bullshit or not, but there's more calcium in low fat milk.
I wouldn't say there's more. There's just less cream.
But
there's
like
less
many
fat.
things in life, they take out of food products. You kind of need that thing in there to activate all the other goodies in it. Really.
The goodies. My goodies. Yeah, I don't know. I think that red top milk is fucking wrong. It's like water. It's really not very nice.
No.
I don't really drink a lot of milk.
I like that Guernsey cow, like as thick as hot French semen, kind of gallon of spunk in a bottle.
My favourite thing used to be when I was really stoned back in the day, having crunchy nut with full fat milk. Oh my god, that was so fucking good. So yummy. Oh, what I wouldn't do for a bowl of that right now. I might have some muesli. Actually, I don't think there's any milk. Fuck! Okay, cool.
As of yesterday's episode, as I said, the sign in the back has been replaced now for the rest of this scene that was shot, because they took it down in real life and were fucking up the continuity of the scene.
Okay, so what questions is he asking him? Let's listen.
Well, he's asking about the T-1000. Weirdly, the very questions you asked the other day, Ellie, you're like, but why can't I do this? And I was like, well, as they explain in the film, he can't form complex machines because bombs contain
But
moving
he can
parts.
turn into a fucking tyre.
Moving parts, chemicals. There's actually a horror film about a tyre called Rubber. And it's
that's Flubber, and it's got Robin Williams in
No,
it.
it's about a tyre that rolls around the desert and kills people.
You're lying to me, aren't you?
I'm not lying to you, Ellie.
Really?
Yeah.
Who the fuck made that movie?
I don't know, but it's like a weird killer tyre movie. It's a limited genre.
It sounds it. I can hear Wolfie barking. How did the Terminator know that he was speaking to the T-1000?
Well, have you even seen this film, Ellie?
Yeah.
Well, the dog's barking in the background. It's like, the dog's really barking. Edward Furlong says the line,
Yeah,
the
right,
dog's
but
really barking.
but the T-1000 could be walking around outside in the garden. How does he know that he's...
Well, he knows enough to... Well, that's why he does the double blind of, like, how's Wolfie, because the dog's name is Max. So she went, Wolfie, who's that? He'd know that was the real mum.
Ah. It's just these questions I've never asked myself. Don't look at me like that!
I just stare at you in disbelief sometimes. You're like, I love this film. It's my favourite film.
I never said this is my favourite film.
What's your favourite film, Ellie?
Labyrinth and Fright Night.
Okay.
If you ask me anything about... Actually, not so much Fright Night, because it's only been like a year that's been in my life. I can't believe that. But if you ask me anything about Labyrinth, I'd be able to I'd nail it.
You saw Fright Night this year, didn't you? Just after Christmas? Or was it just before Christmas, maybe?
I think maybe it was this year. No,
it's
it
this
can't
year.
be. It can't be.
It's August now.
Maybe.
Good times.
Yeah, no, there's just, I don't know, because I think I saw this first when I was really young. You carry on watching it through like a child's eyes, maybe. And you thought that he fucking turned into a tyre and rolled out the fire, and that rhymes, so it must be true.
No, I thought when the tyre rolled out initially when I was watching, I was like, he's mimicking a tyre. But it's like, it's a bluff, isn't it?
I never thought that. John, it's late. How's Wolfie? Wolfie's fine. Yeah, that's the way that me and Ethan used to end the phone call. Because sometimes Ethan would go, where are you?
How's Wolfie?
Talking to you. What type of dog is Wolfie?
Well, we had this discussion. I'm not sure it was on the actual show. Was it on this show? An Alsatian or a German Shepherd?
Yeah, they used to be called German Shepherds, but then apparently that wasn't racially
Because of the
sensitive.
Nazis.
So they turned them to
Why was it racially sensitive? Because they used them on the Jews in the concentration camps to kind of
probably
have order.
They do look like wolves, though, don't they?
They do.
They do. I don't know. I think it's pretty ridiculous. It's like nowadays you can't sing "Bar Bar Black Sheep"
So in what universe do they think going from the word German Shepherd
to Alsatian
to Jew killer, and like no one's ever picked up on that, and that's the most commonly used name for these dogs, isn't it? Like
Jew killer,
yeah.
Totally. Anyway,
do you want to change your name to Jew Killer Junior? The kids are calling Jew Killer.
How would they have made that sound?
I don't know. I think Gary Rydstrom did the sound
And what
effects
effect would they have used to do that? The same as when it goes on the bullet wounds in the T-1000 in that first fight
Well, there's
scene.
that noise as well, but usually when he uses his pointy finger, when he's pointing it at Sarah in the foundry at the end, does that kind of like polishy, sharp noise, isn't there?
Yeah. I love that. That's a great bit.
We're almost seen for... Oh, no, we're not.
No, we're not.
How bizarre is that? Okay, yeah. Okay, I get it. Only an object of equal size.
Only an object
Knives
of
are
equal
stabbing
size.
weapons. Bombs contain moving parts.
The
chemicals.
T-1000 looks particularly smooth between the legs, don't you think? It's a bit like a Ken doll.
Well, he doesn't need a penis.
Yeah, but he's meant to emulate the human. Does that mean Robert Patrick's got a small dick? He kind of strikes me as a dude that would have a thin willy.
He's got a thin face.
Pencil dick. I don't know, you kind of get a sense sometimes that a bloke's got a big dick, and sometimes you can just look at, like, even before I knew that...
How do you know? Let's go into a lady's insight and how you know a man. Maybe that's where the word cocksure came from. How do you know a guy's got a big thing? Piece?
Piece.
I can't even say I'm so turned on.
Pick up a penis. I don't know, you just get a feeling. Maybe the way they walk, the way they are, their confidence. Sometimes you can just tell. But it's like with one of my housemates, like, as soon as I met him, I just knew he'd have a fucking thin dick. And then, yeah, I moved in with him and found out it was true.
How did you find out it was true?
Well, I was upstairs and I moved in with 3 guys and they were all downstairs and they were a little bit drunk. And one of them got dared to strip completely butt naked and dry hump one of the leather sofas so that he could eat the last onion bhaji. One of my housemates filmed it and sent it to me. And yes, it's a good length, but it's very thin.
Yasmin, no wonder she... Sorry. No one
They're
listens to
in
this show
there,
anyway.
dude.
Oh, yeah, you can shout he's got a pencil-thin willy down the corridor.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but I'd say that's
and I
Martin
just say
anyway.
the word Yasmin. You go... Whoosh.
Yeah, but you can talk about dudes and they'll find it funny.
Should you be hit me?
If you talk about a chick, she'll go fucking mental on your ass.
Elian, it's a bit of a sparse show, so I managed to just start pulling content from around me.
Okay.
Why is your room and then the desk particularly such a mess?
There's
There's a pile of predators there.
A little angel flew down with a little bag full of goodies and toys. There's about 5 or 6 predators. There's a huge alien. Who made that alien?
They're all made by Neko.
Oh, is
except
that
for
Neko?
the 2002 McFarlane Predator 2, which is a bit shit.
Oh, okay. Okay, so who made that one then?
McFarlane Toys. McFarlane Toys was started by Todd McFarlane, who was a Marvel artist, who kind of reinvented Spider-Man really in the 80s and like really kind of changed how he was drawn. He became like super skinny and athletic and had like different web shooters and things, the way they drew the webs.
Just look, the way your hand's moving, dude, it's almost like you're just cupping his balls.
Yeah, I love cupping Todd's balls.
Yeah, and just throwing a finger up the bum.
But he became so successful, he then started his own comics label. He created Spawn, who we discussed in a past episode. Michael Jai White and Martin Sheener in the 1997 film. Mark A.Z. Dupay directed it. Dupois, along with Steve Spaz Williams doing the effects.
Steve Spaz Williams.
And those two men obviously worked on the proof of concept special effects shot of the T-1000 walking out of the fire, which told the studio that this was possible and it will be a force to be reckoned with in the world of special effects in movie making.
Why?
So Todd McFarlane, with his fortune from his successful comic line, then created McFarlane Toys that made these super realistic looking cool movie toys. Looking back now, they're not that good, but for the time they were very groundbreaking.
Groundbreaking.
Sadly, I owned an entire first and second series of X-Files toys from 1998 by McFarlane. And as we've seen on my Facebook wall,
water damage.
Thanks to water running into the garage, American
Nature
listeners,
over nurture, motherfucker.
for the last 15 years, 70% of that is ruined.
Fuck, dude.
Actually, you know, you can help with this, Ellie. Do I put it all on eBay and incrementally slowly sell it? And I think Star Wars Episode 1 toys probably aren't that popular because everyone hates the fucking prequel trilogy. Literally, I've got nearly every action figure from 1995 to 2002 by Hasbro. I've got every Beast pack, so which is every like monster with
Is
an
that like
action.
the PG Bang Bros?
Yeah.
Do you know what Bang Bros is?
Yes. There's a Beast pack, so it's like the monster and then a character with it, like a Torn with Han Solo or Luke Skywalker, a Hoth Wampa, an LP, which is like the fish from Episode 1 from Naboo, and a Gungan figure with it. I've got every kind of Cinema Scene 3 pack, so there's like Jabba the Hutt's dancers is there, and I've got like 3 Cantina patrons, Muftak Cabe. I've got the 3 X-Wing pilots, or like Gold Squadron, I think, or Rogue Squadron from Return of the Jedi. I could go on, and I could forever. I've got every kind of like premium gift from like Taco Bell, KFC, McDonald's, every kind of fast food restaurant. They did like a tie-in promotion. Every kind of cup you could collect, carrot cup.
Is there a Taco Bell in this country?
No, but I was quite the collector. I was online and ordering stuff and things. So as you can see, it's quite comprehensive. I've got the planets where it's like an Endor mini planet, and you open it and there's like a special figure inside with a bit of the environment inside the
That
half moon of
sounds
the planet.
cool.
Oh yeah, went all out. Thousands of pounds, Ellie. All ruined. Well, not ruined. I mean, you could theoretically. I mean, some of the boxes are a bit damaged, but you probably wouldn't get much for them on eBay. So I thought maybe at Christmas, because you know, if you put something out there, it comes back to you. Go to like those things like children's homes that children wake up at Christmas.
Oh, and you give them all your toys.
We don't have anything, and you wrap them like Christmas presents, and then you kind of give them away. I usually do something nice at Christmas. No one knows this about me. A few Christmases ago, when I was with, I was walking through London. So this is quite a ponderous and gappy, pawsy, dead air show, but this is like a journey around my father, as the play, when it's quite wistful and reminiscing. I was walking through London, I saw this guy. It was Christmas week, so it was December the 23rd. I'd finished work. Was it the 24th? And this guy, homeless guy, his hands were like so swollen from like frostbite and chilblains. His hands looked like fucking basketballs. They were blue basketballs.
Jesus.
So I was like, oh, I was going to give him some money. I thought, that's not going to help this man. Actually, probably would.
So you went and got him some MDMA, and he had the night of his life. You would though. You know you would.
No, I bludgeoned him to death with the car jet.
And ate him.
No, I went to H&M and I bought some gloves. And I bought the gloves. And I was leaving.
Ethan, this makes you almost human.
As
dude.
I used to be human,
This is
honestly.
too weird.
As I was leaving with the gloves, I was like, "These are. I've gone cheap on this. These are shit £3 gloves, $7 gloves. I'm gonna go out and get him the furry lined inside gloves with the leather outside. At least he'll be warm that way. They fucking get some fur around your hands, buddy." So did that. I was perusing the store for about 20 minutes, just making sure I had the right gloves. Then went back and got another pair of gloves. So it was 2 gloves. You know what I mean? You got 2 fucking gloves. Ellie actually is nodding now with like this like look and faces like he does have a heart.
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
Went back to the corner he was in Leicester Square, and the motherfucker wasn't there.
Oh,
So all
totally redeemed from that story.
all I can say is fuck the homeless.
Don't do that, dude. They've
But
got
no,
all
usually at
kinds of
Christmas I
shit.
take like 150 quid, 100 quid out, and I'll go around, walking around, and I'll give like people in need like 10, 20 pounds, and the look.
Really?
Oh yeah, the look in the face is quite worth it.
Fucking hell, dude! I'm
They're like-
terrified. I don't think I
they're
can
like-
look at you right
But
now.
they're like, "Are you sure?" You're like, "Yeah, it's okay." And then you start unzipping your pants.
I was gonna say they must think he's a pervert.
Ooh, she's a cute runaway. If we could take her to the Britannia Hotel and get
Who's
her
this-
showered up.
Who's this beautiful jet black-haired woman that's giving me?
I've seen a couple of really hot homeless girls.
Have you?
Yeah, like if you knock the flies off them a little bit.
Fires and the shit and the starvation.
Took them to Vegas, lied to them, pinched their bums. No.
Bottom pinching. Jesus, Ethan. I really don't know who you are.
Well, I think
Did you do it last Christmas?
weirdly no. but I can't remember. There was some reason why I couldn't. I was like, I think work finished on the 12th, and a week or two before Christmas, and I was so tired because I'd literally worked 90-hour weeks from all those fucking shitty bar jobs. Shut up, Arnie.
I was gonna say, shut the fuck up.
We're not talking about a dog. I thought I just went home and I forgot. And I was like, I'll do it in January. And then in January, you're like, New Year, fuck these people.
Fuck these people.
Yeah.
So this year, this Christmas, you're gonna have to go.
I don't know. Usually when I do it, some karmic nice thing usually happens in the next year.
Oh, so that's why you do it.
Oh yeah. No one. All right. This is the thing.
No one does a selfless deed.
No one does it an unselfish deed. Even when people help other people, you do it because you have this nice feeling of like, oh. So in some sense, I think it's some kind of part of ego attached to it, isn't it? It's just like, I'm better than anyone else because I'm helping and no one else is helping. I don't know, 10% of my wages to charity. Well, that's a silly idea, but you know.
No, I think that's very, very commendable thing, dude. That's very sweet. Yeah, it does actually make you a tiny bit more human.
And
it's nice to know.
1 year I don't do it. It's been a struggle. Everything's gone wrong. People have double crossed me, shit on me.
Tarmacked you.
The fucking bike has been in bits for fucking months.
But that is on its way now, and you're pretty close to rebuilding that.
Yeah, well, here's my next dilemma. Sorry if this has not been a Terminator-centric show, but literally nothing much happens in this scene, which is weird.
Do you think that that's a wig?
No, that's really her hair.
That's really her hair?
Yeah, she's got very, like, tight, curly hair. Jeanette Goldstein we're talking about.
Okay, but how... I mean, what did they do to achieve that look? Do you reckon they teased it?
Well, there would be a hairstylist on set. It's just to give her like a fucking mom domestic. Don't give
Why
a fuck
would the T-1000 not have killed the dog? Because the dog is alerting people that shit's not right. You should have done on Michael Myers. You should have worked out the surroundings, killed the dog, and then got in.
Spoiler alert, everyone. The T-1000 does in fact kill the dog.
Well, how come Wolfie's barking?
Okay, in the scene coming up, Ellie.
Oh, yes. No, I remember now.
I'm not sure if it is the special edition, but in the Skynet edition for sure. But I'm pretty sure, 90% sure it's in the special edition. The T-1000 goes out to the dog that's barking, kills it, and then rips the collar off it. And the collar's covered in blood, and the collar says Max.
Yeah, no, I do remember that now.
And that's how he knows he's been hoodwinked.
Hoodwinked.
So, yeah. 1 year I missed my quest to help the less fortunate people. Another thing, I've tried several times to like work in a soup kitchen, like for Christmas week. Get your little face, bosom swelling with pride. She's got double D's. Yeah, apparently there's like a massive waiting list to do it, and they just won't let you do it. You're like, oh, we're fully booked. You're like, you can't add one more person to your roster.
Beggars can be choosers.
Yeah, to help out. They're like, no, we're fine. You're like, all right, well, fuck you and the homeless people then.
Well, maybe you should just set up your own little stall. And just give
no, because I'm not going to like do that. I'm kind of like a non-committal helper of a non-committably charitable person. You know, I'm not going to like go out of my way.
So this year, do you think you're going to give those toys to?
Well, that's what I thought this year. Because usually, if you go to a supermarket, you can like buy something from a supermarket, and you can hand it over to the people at the supermarket, and they wrap it or something, and they put it under a tree in the supermarket, and then that week, so they say, it goes to like children's homes and hospices, doesn't it? I think. Is that a thing?
I've never heard about them coming into a supermarket, no.
Well, I've seen it. It's like a charity over in a supermarket.
But is that in Birmingham, though?
And you buy something, you know, I think you wrap it at home and then you give it to the people, and then you say if it's for a boy or a girl. I think you have to say what the fucking thing is to the people you hand it over to. So you don't give like fucking little Jimmy who's 6 like
some GHB,
a suitcase full of dildos.
He would have one hell of a Christmas.
Probably abused by the people that work in the fucking home.
Yeah, but then he can get one back. When he's getting bummed, he just reaches around, just shoves a fucking dildo
right
up his bum.
Jimmy, you'll never find your parents.
I'm
the
gonna
devil
really
will
piss
get
him
you.
off and shove my thumb right up his butthole.
Rolf Harris. I watched the Jimmy Savile documentary last night.
Did you? Was it Louis Theroux's one?
No. Louis Theroux's one is just him being odd. But looking back at that interview now,
how they didn't know that there was something ridiculously fucked up.
Well,
and the whole weird relationship he had with his mum, dude. His mum definitely definitely, I would literally stake my fucking life on it. Definitely, like, fiddled around with him.
Why?
You can just tell the way he fucking puts her on this pedestal, the fact he's got all her bits and stuff, the fact that he didn't want to talk about her,
In
the
plastic,
fact that...
and they get dry cleaned every year.
Yeah, dude, his mum definitely... That's when his sexual, like, experiences started. Was definitely through his mum. 100%.
Well, there was a new documentary that was on like 2 days ago. John Lydon I actually found a clip of when they were interviewing him in the Sex Pistols in 1978. He's like, yeah, Jimmy Savile, we all know about him. She's like, what do you mean? She's like, wow, there's nothing we can prove, but everyone knows in the industry he's a bit weird. Well, you know what you've done, Jimmy.
And yet he was knighted by the Queen.
Yes, but I mean, if we listen to David Icke, the Queen is actually a blood-drinking satanic reptile.
Oh, yeah. And there's a city, like, so many hundred of whatever below the Earth's crust. Apparently there's these, like, ancient cities where...
Hollow Earth theory?
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, it's interesting. As I said, the Franklin cover-up, which said...
They were trying to say that Stephen Greer was a fucking reptile.
He could be.
I don't think so.
But, I mean, it is interesting that, like, the man on this documentary was, like, in charge of, like, rescuing children, this children's thing. And the guy that did the Franklin cover-up, which was the 1980s thing, they covered up. They covered up the cover-up. He trained the trainers.
I was going to say.
Casey fucking Ryback. Yeah, he said there is a giant paedophile ring that reaches into the highest echelons of society and is controlled by people within MI6, CIA, the Secret Service that protect these people that fucking run things at government. And it's almost like a satanic movie where, like...
Well, they got all these kids, didn't they? And they drugged them and they raped... Didn't some of them get killed?
Yeah, the Armed Guest House, which is in Barnes in England, which was a guest house run by a woman who was pimping out her daughter who was like 11. But there'd be like different nights. There'd be like gay nights where they'd have rent boys around and stuff. That's where Cliff Richard's name came up.
He so did it.
In things. Gary Barlow. Sorry, Gary Barlow. I mean...
That's his X Factor
Gary
career
Glitter,
over.
of course, was attached to it. Lots of 70s UK entertainers and things, and they'd go there and they'd have different nights basically. Whatever you're into, that would happen. And I think the main reason that it was covered up is because someone from Sinn Féin, from the IRA, used to go there.
Fuck.
One of the heads of that. But at the same time, you'd have, I think, God, who were those two? Leon Britton used to go, who were like, right.
Oh yeah, he's the one that killed himself just before.
Did he kill himself? He died mysteriously before the investigation.
He killed himself.
Is it Cyril Smith as well, the super fat guy who was a massive alleged paedophile that's all come out now he's dead? They were going there at the same time as him to the same parties. So, what on earth shattering thing that is, that someone who's an enemy of the state would be going to the same sex parties that the politicians that are supposed to be trying to catch and kill.
Well, again, it's like. They're not the Illuminati, but it's that similar thing of if you're in power, it doesn't matter who you are. Like, they're all just part of that ring, and it's all, like, money-based, and apparently fucking kids-based.
Well, I suppose... I wonder if they start off like that, though, or it's because you can do anything because you've got unlimited wealth and power.
Yeah, dude, exactly. It's exactly that.
Let's try something new. And then it just gets... You keep one-upping yourself.
This is going to sound so gay, but it's one of the things I love about Lord of the Rings. It's so true to, like... Now, if you think about it, you've got the light and the dark and its power, and it's all consuming, and it's money, basically.
It's Lord of the Rings, the most racist man on the planet.
How is he the most racist man on the planet?
The way he describes orcs as black skins and stuff. It's so little metaphor for black people.
Or how's about it's just the fact that they're meant to be creatures from hell and it's dark.
I love, by the way, I love the fact every 2 minutes in this conversation, he goes.
I know.
And it's John Connor's
Well, it's
foster
keeping
dad
it. It's keeping
being
it with Terminator. So we've got Terminator playing on in the background.
Well, it's kind of not. And I think if anyone listens to this for the first episode, they'd probably be like, "What the fuck is this?"
I think this is the best part. Anything it samples.
By physical contact.
By physical contact. I wonder what those particular sunglasses are. They're not gargoyles, are they?
No.
Do you reckon they're any kind of brand?
Probably. Ellie, have you anything to add to this episode? We've done 30 minutes of absolute dross and waffle. I apologise, everyone.
I just still can't get over the fact that you used to give money to people and used to dude, that's completely thrown me. I'm a little bit speechless.
Well, the thing is, Ellie, I am a inherently good person.
I know you're a good person.
Most people who pretend to be nice people
Are actually cunts.
Are actually cunts.
Yeah, this is very true.
My disgruntlement comes from just
Injustice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mostly to me.
Yeah. No, dude, I totally agree.
But I'm not a cynic. I'm a disappointed optimist.
That has to be a slogan somewhere.
And that was the 2-Minute Terminator. Thank you all for listening, everyone. We shall return hopefully tomorrow, but I am working all through the night, so if we do miss an episode, that's the reason.
An episode.
Big shout out to Josh. Thanks for retweeting my I use Crowdfire on Twitter.
Did we have any mailbag?
I actually don't use Crowdfire, by the way, Josh. It keeps popping up on my Twitter because I investigated it and then decided what was the point, because all you're doing is kind of, you reach out to people, you follow like a ton of people, and 20% of those people kind of follow you back. So then you dump the ones who haven't followed you back, and then you do it again, and then you get more followers. So if you look at anyone's Twitter account, they've got like 70,000 followers. If you look at how many people they're actually following, it's usually around 70,000 or whatever the equivalent number is, which means you've just bought followers and they're not actually interested in you. It's just more of an ego thing. It doesn't actually help promote your show or promote anything you're doing.
Well, fuck that.
Well, that's why I kind of gave up on that Tweepy stuff as well.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
I'd rather people just find the show by
because they're actually
lovely
interested.
people like Josh retweeting
exactly
and stuff like that. We've got
although Josh still hasn't fucking liked us on Facebook.
That is true, Josh.
Josh, what the fuck is going
what
on,
the fuck,
man?
Dude?
Who's not? You can't say you're not on Facebook because fucking everyone's on Facebook.
I can't believe he still listens to it. I can't believe anyone listens to this show.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I think the sound quality obviously is good because I listened. I've listened to other shows recently of people who do their own podcasts, and oh my god.
Yeah. Tinny as fuck.
We're not going to say who it is, but I sent one to you, didn't I? And it sounded like they're in a fucking echo chamber at the bottom of the ocean.
It's really tinny.
It sounded like they're in the only remaining bulkhead with air in the submarine that crashes and falls down the fucking abyss, in the abyss, that they find everyone's dead. There's one room in that sub that someone's doing a podcast out of.
Yeah, but it's your sweet setup, dude. Like, you don't do things by halves, and you've got like the best fucking mics you can buy.
I like to think we bring a little bit more than the mics to it, Ellie.
Oh no, I'm just saying the sound. I'm talking about the sound. The fact that it doesn't sound tinny.
Well, I figured no one would listen
just
to it.
Let the yawn out.
They're on.
Let it out.
They're on. You've built it up too much now. It's like trying to fucking come when. Like,
oh, it feels all forced. I've heard that before.
And the sex has gone on a little bit too long. She's going, God, I want you to come in me. I want you to do it. And that actually puts more pressure on you. Like, oh God, no, she just wants me to finish.
Generally, I'll only ever say that when you can tell when a dude's about to come because there's like a slight change in their like tone in their voice, and they generally make a bit more noise.
Mimic
and you're like,
someone who's about to mimic someone who's just fucking without coming. Just do a regular fucking noise from a dude.
Oh, that's me.
No, that's Jimmy Savile. By the way, if anyone's not heard of Jimmy Savile,
Google.
It's quite unbelievable, but he was one of the most beloved presenters, entertainers, and DJs and VJs in British broadcasting history, starting in the 1960s. He did loads of charity work and died in 2011. He's quite an eccentric character, wore wacky clothes.
He invented the disco. He was the first disc jockey.
He invented disc jockey, brought Northern Soul, I guess, into the dance halls. He was like a big deal.
Mm-hmm. Where would we be without
within
Jimmy?
2 weeks of his death? Imagine he's a bit like Johnny Carson, I guess, that you have in America, like a really beloved, legendary entertainer.
The nation's sweetheart, or
all these rumours came out, which apparently turned out to be true. All his charity work was a front, where he had access to children's hospitals and like runaway homes, where he'd molest not just girls who were like teenagers. Because if it was just that, you're going, all right, so he just wants some underage
fresh
skirt
pussy
from Fresh Pussy. Still bad, I admit.
Can't believe I just said that.
But it was like children of 3, 5, boys, girls, and not just that, mentally handicapped people, majorly mentally handicapped people.
Dude,
Down
what
syndrome,
would that be like?
People with calipers on their legs.
Could you do that?
For years, and he was associated with the Elm Guest House, which was this giant fucking satanic paedophile ring. Unbelievable. Google Jimmy Savile and just look for Jimmy Savile documentary on YouTube and just dunk your head in paedophile Satanist conspiracies.
Ethan,
amazing.
If you met a chick who was severely handicapped but she had amazing tits and she had puffy nipples, could you fuck her?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Why not?
I suppose you could do a kind of vague kind of glory hole.
When she
setup.
came to it,
Yeah, exactly. You know. Who are you gonna tell? Who are you gonna tell? Who are you gonna tell?
no one.
Punching her in the neck.
Punch
Punch her in her big fat neck.
That's
No, because if she broke free, if you wedged the calipers in a radiator, you can imagine if she broke free, the danger you'd be in. She'd have that retard strength.
Jesus Christ! I didn't say if you fuck Quasimodo.
No, but she'd just come at you with big haymakers. You don't have to hit you once, and your head would come off your shoulders.
Have your legs broke?
Oh, the con. Paul Newman's gonna have me legs broke.
It just reminds me of this weird porno I saw. This dude fucking this deaf chick. She was really hot, but she was deaf, and the noises she made, fucking hell, it was so weird.
There's actually a mainstream film, something like that, called Children of a Lesser God with William Hurt. And the actress playing the deaf chick is actually deaf and dumb. Like,
Could you fuck a
I think
chick
it's
like
1981 or 1983, maybe 82. But she won an Oscar for being herself.
that? Deaf. You're awesome. Have an Oscar. I don't know what Ethan's doing. He's run away. Oh, he's charging his
I'm gonna charge my
laptop.
laptop. I'm going to edit this episode and stick it online.
Laptop.
As I said, it was a bit of a meandering episode, but I think you got an insight into Ethan's soul.
Yeah, Ethan actually has a fucking soul. We'll learn something.
Swallow your soul. Swallow this.
Swallow your soul. Swallow your soul.
So yeah, thanks, Josh. Keep retweeting. Keep telling people about the show. I guess.
Keep listening.
You know what? Send us a. This will get you onto Facebook.
The predators are coming alive.
Josh, Twitter's Josh. Support us. I mean, you our supporter. That's what I meant to say. Find us on Facebook. Find the 2-Minute Terminator on Facebook and inbox us your T-shirt size, and we'll send you a T-shirt and your address.
And your address.
Just send us your size, and we'll just mail it anywhere. You fucking find it yourself.
And hope.
Episode 22 is over, Ellie.
It is indeed.
5 minutes to Terminator, and 30
30
minutes
minutes
of.
of no, we're getting
the
to
next
know
episode
you.
will be fact packed. I assure you. I literally had no facts for this episode
I know.
apart from the.
I got to do one fact attack, and that was it.
Yeah.
It's alright. More tomorrow.
I do think we're better when we're not in the same room. When
Really?
you're on Viber or Skype, I think we have a better rapport. Looking at him, just like, God, I fucking hate this podcast. I'm just kidding. Tune in tomorrow, hopefully, and we'll be back with episode 23, and it'll be a good episode. Goodbye, baby.
Watch out for machines. They're unstoppable. Watch out for machines. They will go